Cat fans, this is one of the finished pieces of artwork for the Atlantis album, as always painted by the marvellous Andy Kitson, and well, amazing I say. What do you say, Stevie?
I say right now we are going to go live over to Andy's studio in deepest Norfolk, right now.
Thanks Stevie, thanks Greg. Hello everyone, welcome to my studio here in Norfolk. If you know this area, I'm sort of halfway between Norwich and Thetford, not far from Snetterton Racing Circuit. But this is my studio, where I spend most of my time, and here we can see 4 of the pieces of work that I did for the Atlantis album, all painted in acrylics. What I'd like to do is go through each piece and explain how they were done, and how they all came together to create this wonderful cover. We're very lucky to have 3 artists within the Cats in Space team. Greg Hart, as many of you know, is a talented painter doing his rockstar portraits. Stevie Bacon is a terrific graphic designer. All 3 of us contribute in putting the album presentation together. The Atlantis title and theme came from Stevie and Greg, and after throwing a few ideas around, Greg decided that he wanted a movie type poster as the album cover to really stand out amongst other album releases. It was clear from other examples that a montage type cover was required. I started work on the Atlantis art in the spring of 2019. From the very beginning, and the Too Many Gods album, the familiar cat pod helmet has been the Cats in Space symbol. Through the Scarecrow and Day Trip to Narnia albums, it has evolved. For Atlantis, it obviously needed to be an aquatic version, and we decided to update it and create a highly detailed IMAX cat pod. I decided to show the visor slightly open, but added vents, rivets, panel joints, tubes, etc. to move away from the basic first version. The mouth and teeth were also added that I put on the Narnia Lion mothership. The idea was for Stevie to use my painting as a guide. In musical terms, it would be a demo. Then render it digitally using Photoshop to really bring it alive. He added water droplets, markings and a rusty underwater appearance. If you look closely at the bottom of the pod, you'll see he added both of our initials, AKSB. This new cat pod could therefore be used on the new album, but also on any marketing and PR material, and also on the all-important merch. I thought it best to do a big canvas but leave enough space around the elements so that Stevie could digitally crop them out to create a Photoshop montage. The reason being the background watercolour and tone would be consistent for each scene. I started the 36 by 28 inch canvas by creating the aquatic underwater seascape with shards of light streaming down to the depths. Once this was done, I had to decide what to paint on it. The centrepiece had to be the city of Atlantis. We decided it should be a modern domed city, so I had to work out how best to show it. Using my skills from a previous life as a technical illustrator, I thought it needed more than just a glass dome, so added a satin ring of tubes around the outside. Now you as the viewer can decide for yourself what these mysterious rings are. Are they viewing tunnels like in a sea life centre, an underwater transit system, supply tubes? Who knows? When I planned this out, the Cats had released the song This Is London, so I thought having our capital would be appropriate as the city. Hence I added a London Eye style viewing ring and capsules on the outside. But then, as I often do in my Cats artwork, I decided instead to have a flashback to previous albums, and used my imaginary city from the back cover of the Scarecrow album. Apart from the city of Atlantis, an octopus was a must, and we thought it would add a bit of drama to have a big red one cradling his captured cat pod. I also added other creatures such as a giant eel lurking in the deep, a lionfish, of course, and jellyfish to also give a nod to one of our favourite bands. I've always liked big rays, manta rays and stingrays, which look so much like big Vulcan bombers or alien spacecraft, so I had to have some of those. Then hammerhead sharks, of course, which were fun to paint to show the reflected light on their skin. As the cat pods are always evolving, the Atlantis version has developed an underwater tail, but also searchlights using their cat's eyes. This one has come to rescue its kidnapped colleague. I added a star to one of the pods. Could it be Stevie's pod? Number 2 on the tail, as he was the second member. It was important to include a cat's mothership, which I designed to look like a large manta ray. As I said before, I think Ray is a very spaceship-like. Cat pods are released from their bays within the wings, and the ship has gills or vents on the bottom. Some of the pods are swimming along with the mothership, as small fish do with big sharks or whales. Finally on this piece, I added our 6 cat divers, but split them up into 2 groups so Stevie could crop and position them where he wanted on the cover. I added cat footprints on the flippers. And down there in the ocean there are always hidden dangers. You may be able to guess which cat this is by his flowing locks. I also had to think about artwork for within the gatefold and CD booklet. Again with the Thunderbirds type of vibe, I thought I'd create a battle scene with a pirate island. Elements of this 30 by 20 inch painting would also be cropped out for use on the cover montage. Using Tracy Island as inspiration, this would be the pirate's base. But who were these pirates? I then thought, well, cats don't like dogs, so it can be a pirate dog island. I designed some ships that look like dogs, and Stevie suggested I put a jet ski somewhere, all very James Bond. Lots of explosions, cat pods coming in to attack, then diving down to Atlantis. The main fighter ace is the Red Baron, so I did a pod in red, firing his laser at the pesky jet skier. Some of you may have seen the time-lapse video I filmed when I painted this piece. You will find this painting printed on the CD booklet cover, on the inner vinyl sleeve, but also as a collector's art print. Stevie then asked me if we could put in a helicopter somewhere that could be included on the front cover montage. I didn't really have room on the pirate island scene, so I did this separately to a size 16 by 12 inches. But first I had to design the helicopter, and it seemed logical to base it on the cat pod shape. I added little touches like cat claws on the front of the skids, and the cat's logo as used on the Hive VIP CD. Our cat copter is on a rescue mission here, saving one of the cat divers. The final piece I painted for Atlantis was the Mermaids scene, again used in the CD booklet and vinyl inner sleeve. I couldn't really find space to add mermaids onto the main city canvas, but we just had to have some, so again I painted a separate picture. Letting the imagination flow on this one was wonderful, and it goes so well with the title track Atlantis. The contrast of dark rocks and the light coming down is what I was aiming for, with the light picking out the highlights on the rocky edge of the cave. Our 2 beautiful mermaids have sparkly jewelled tails, very much like the Queen's sleigh on the Narnia cover. They also have cat pod silver belts. Stevie and Greg had the great idea of including a scarecrow on the seabed, again reflecting the earlier art, but I did it as the Snow Queen to suggest that both Scarecrow and Narnia are buried in the past. The Narnia lamppost is there, the Queen has lost her crown as a hungry shark circles around. Even Johnny's flying V guitar is down there in the depths. So there you have it, 5 separate artworks including the cat pod revamp to create the visual side of Atlantis. Really great music requires great presentation, and as a team I think we've delivered on that. If any of you have any questions about these paintings, then please get in touch. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you found it interesting. I certainly enjoy working for the cats doing these artworks for the albums. Great fun to do, you can really let the imagination go, so it's great fun. Let's just hope 2021's a better year. We can all get out there, go see the boys live. We're all missing live music like crazy, so it would be really great to be able to meet up again in 2021. As to the spaceship, where does it go next? Who knows? Greg, Stevie and I often have discussions about future artwork and that sort of thing, so let's see where it goes next. So in the meantime, take care, hope to see you all again soon. Thanks, bye.